Another beautiful morning and welcome to Dominion Sport on Dominion Television. I am Paul Abe Toluwanimi, and this Tuesday morning we have got passion, power and powerful moments. Let me inform you, it's going to be a massive night in Europe as UEFA knockout playoff takes center stage. With Real Madrid, the old ladies of Turin, Juventus, Paris Saint-Germain, Inter Milan and Atletico Madrid all in action as aggregate battle go down to the wire. In the Premier League, Manchester United edge Everton 1-0 thanks to 70 minutes striker from Benjamin Sesko tightening the race for European sport. Across Europe, a top 5 league, the title race are eating up from England to Spain, Italy to Germany and to France. Every point now counts. And beyond the pitch, a powerful moment in France as Thierry Dos Santos made an emotional return to FC Metz months after surviving a tragic fire incident. Let me inform you that in the world of boxing, talks are eating up against round as Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao could see another chapter in one of boxing's greatest rivalries. Stay with us. This is Dominion Sport. I'm not alone in the studio this wonderful morning. I have the Knights himself, Sir Nuruddin Alimi, with me in the studio, here to talk sport this wonderful morning. Top of the morning to you, my brother. You look amazing, and how are you feeling?
Thank you very much, Toluwanimi. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Nigeria. It's nice to be back here again. You've given out reels of things that happened in the world of sport today and a review of what happened yesterday. So it's nice to be back here again, and I'm hyped up to do this.
Beautiful. There's one interesting story today, and I'm sure people want to even maybe debate about it now. But before we get into that, let's look at Manchester United victory against Everton yesterday. And you know, you are one that talk about low block teams. You saw how Everton defended properly and the impact of Benjamin Sesko coming in, from Manchester United. This man has been coming on from the bench and getting to save Manchester United blushes. But for you, how do you see the tactics of Michael Carrick yesterday, David Moyes, and giving them all 3 points? Looking at the record as set by this man, yet to lose in 2026, the only team in the Premier League to lose in 2026 in the Premier League.
Yes, it seems that the right thing for the hierarchy in Manchester United to sack Ruben Amorim and bring in Michael Carrick to steady the ship for them, and that has worked for them. It's turned out results week in, week out. Just one draw against West Ham 2 weeks ago, and now back to winning ways against Everton. It was a very beautiful one, but it wasn't as beautiful as we painted it. They had to dig in deep. It was a very, very difficult encounter for Manchester because we mentioned the low block, and for teams that play the low block, you need players that can draw out 1 or 2 players to get the spaces for attackers to get in. And prior to Sesko's involvement in the game, Mbeumo, Kuna, Ahmad, they found it difficult to move themselves around the box, and the game was just begging for a striker.
So I want to ask a question now. Why is he not seeing the idea of, I think it's high time, if we're playing against a low block team, why not play striker?
But for him, it is stuck with the team that has won the games for him. So I will understand him not starting Benjamin Sesko. And I think if he starts Sesko, it kind of limits the way they attack. It gives the opponent one player or a target man to try and neutralize the whole focus of the attack. So for them, it's playing with dynamic players in Mbeumo, Kuna and Ahmad. Those players can switch positions and can play across all the front lines.
But I feel that if you're playing a Benjamin Sesko, it allows the defender, draws the defender outside of the box and creates more space for the wingers to operate better.
Yes, it happens sometimes, but you have to test. Yeah, like I said, Michael Carrick has stuck with the team that has helped him. Yesterday, it was without Lisandro Martinez. That allowed Leny Yoro to get into the team. But if it's not broken, why fix it? That is what is working.
If it's not broken, why fix it?
Why fix it? So that is what has worked for him. So for yesterday, when he saw that it wasn't working with the way he started the game, he brought in Benjamin Sesko. He changed the dynamic. They even had to dig deep because in the second half, Everton were the better side. They threw in loads of flurry of attacks against Manchester United, and United were able to repel them, and they got their chance via the counter attack. Very good move from Konya to Mbeumo, and Sesko was
it's all the 3 signings for Manchester United that got the goal.
That's to show you that for the recruitment side for Manchester United, they got it right in the attack. They need to move and check other things in the team now to get them forward. In the attack and in the goalkeeping department, Sonny Lamens yesterday was awesome.
Let's talk about that goalkeeper.
He earned the man of the match plaque at the end of the game, and it was well deserved. In time past, United fans and the team have complained about problems in the goalkeeping department since David De Gea left, and this guy seemed to bring calm and confidence to the team. He claims the ball up high. When he faces shots, he's able to make those wonderful saves. And yesterday, good one for him and good one for the team. Their first away clean sheet since 2025, since March 2025. That's to show you how United have been begging for this kind of presence in between the sticks for them. So it was good for Manchester United yesterday. He also propelled them back into the top four. 3 points ahead of Chelsea and Liverpool, and 3 points away from a good one for Manchester United. And Michael Carrick will be releasing that in his players.
Beautiful. All right, that's the update for Manchester United. Remember, like I said in the intro, we're talking about the top 5 leagues in the world. We're looking at the table right there on the go. It's about time when we separate boys from men as the UEFA Champions League night of football is back in action. But let me give you an update. The game between Madrid and Benfica had a turnout because we talked about racism in that game. And let me inform you that Gianluca Cristiani will not play against Madrid. He is suspended by UEFA. Provisional suspension has been notified to Benfica today, while investigations for the racism case with Vinicius Junior continues. Now, it's been back and forth. Gianluca Cristiani has said, come on, I didn't say anything whatsoever. Now the question is, if you didn't say anything, why cover your mouth? Hold on. So if you are the lawyer of Cristiani and he's paying you, you won't tell him to say he said it. But so how do UEFA find this case worthy is the question.
Everybody has to present their case at the end of the day, because that is how it's going to be.
Because right now Benfica is saying they want to file a report that he must fly with them on that stadium.
Yes.
Now the issue now is they are now saying that if it's going to be part of the team first 11, they're not going to shake hands together, while are walking off, and it's going to cause a big blow to UEFA because the world is watching that game.
Yes, and the outrage from the fans and from everybody that watches around that game was what actually pushed UEFA to take this case serious, because it was going to be swept under the carpet just like numerous cases. And it's so sad to see the way the world governing body takes to racism. We are in the 21st century. This is not the way we should go about it. There have been cases, there are loads of players that are not as famous or that don't have the platform like Vinicius Junior to say out their mind and see what they face in front of players. So for Cristiani, it was disheartening to see, and if he was so confident, why cover your mouth? That is the only thing that's investigation is going on. We'll get to the root of the matter very soon. But Benfica is so disgraceful that. But you understand from their point, they will back their employee and their player, Mourinho, to come out to say it wasn't all that.
I didn't expect that.
I didn't expect that from him. For someone that has flourished, he's a legend and he's loved on the African continent. He's employed a lot of African footballers and he promotes the African culture. I didn't expect that from him. But when you have someone in your corpus or in your team, you have to protect your team, and that's how it goes. But if Benfica go ahead with fielding this player, they'll be fined and they'll get stricter sanctions than they should. So instead of them going through that route, they should follow the UEFA guidebook procedures, take the player out. Because when I saw the news that I was going to go into the second leg last week, I wasn't excited because this player has numerous accusations surrounding him. You shouldn't put him into the limelight again. We saw the case with Luis Suarez and Patrice Evra. Loads of issues.
Even over the weekend, Tulu Arokodare was
so they need to introduce stricter measures to counter to curb racism. Yes, they find the clubs. Yes, they look for the culprits, but that is not enough. It has not shown to counter this issue, and they need to introduce better measures to control this and promote the Rwanda game.
Now, is there a case against celebration? Because I'm wondering, are we going to not have a rule saying you don't celebrate when you score? Because that was one of the outrage, from that game. After Vinicius Junior scored, he had to celebrate. He's a Brazilian. That's the culture.
That's the culture. I'm not buying into that fact of saying he taunted the fans. Vinicius has always celebrated him, and he's not the first Brazilian to dance while he scores. There are other numerous.
Remember, Matheus Cunha also doing the dancing in front of the Arsenal stand.
He does it in different grounds. Even in World of Athletics over the weekend, there was an issue over the celebration of an athlete. He got over the finish line and did the celebration, and they timed it. It's not the way.
So are we saying that we just wake up one day now and there's a rule saying there's a way to celebrate? I don't. Maybe when you celebrate,
you just clap because you can't dictate.
You can't dictate to me the way I show my emotions.
So coming out to say it, no. If it were a different race of a player that celebrated that way, would there be the same outrage from them?
Yeah.
No, we've seen different celebrations from player. We see Griezmann do
the old jiggle moves and all.
So I don't think there should be an issue with the way he celebrated, and they took it wrongly, and they should be punished for that.
I agree. All right, let's now look at the games that await us today. Remember, it's the second leg of the UEFA knockout phase. There you have on the screen fantastic games to look forward to. Atletico Madrid are going to face Club Brugge. Is a big game. Rafael Onyedika getting a goal in that game. Ademola Lookman also is doing greater in a form for Atletico Madrid. Bayer Leverkusen against Olympiacos. The fight is not still over. This is going to be a big game to look forward to. Bodo Glimt, one team that is giving so much to the white paper boys problems. Bodo Glimt are going to play to Inter Milan, a great team in a great form when it comes to the Serie A this season. But when it comes to the big stage, it's not working out for them. Can they turn things around? The question. Newcastle, wow, whitewashing game against Karabakh, 6-1. I'm wondering what are we going to see in this game. Also, remember, Anthony Gordon got 4 goals in this game against Karabakh away from home. Atalanta are going to play Borussia Dortmund, one game to look forward to. But these are the games for tonight, and let's talk about it quickly.
For Atletico Madrid, they will rule their chances. They went ahead twice in the game. They lost the lead 2 times in the game, and it's so sad for them. But they have the chance to redeem themselves, and they will be banking on the morale of the boys. They won over the weekend. They came back from 2 goes down to score 4-2. So that is something that will work for them. And for Club Brugge, they will be without Rafael Onyedika, who got a goal through suspension in the first leg. So for them, they need to find a player to replace him for his contributions in the team. But for Club Brugge, their travels away from home has not been perfect. And for Atletico Madrid, they've won the last 4 games in the Champions League. And they've kept clean sheet in the last 4 Champions League games for them. So it's going to be a very beautiful game. And for Atleti, they have it all in their hands now. Don't surrender the lead like you did. They went 2-0 up. They equalized 2-2. Went to 3-2. They couldn't hold themselves away from home. So on their home front now, which they seem to be very dominant, they should get the victory at the end of the day. For Leverkusen against Olympiacos, I think it's a dead game, because Olympiacos have not won a German opposition in the last 15 times they faced them. So it looks like a dead rubber game for them. For Leverkusen,
but it's football. Why do you think
it's football, but
it's not happening tonight?
I don't think it's happening tonight. For Leverkusen, they've not lost at home in the European front, both in the Europa League and the Champions League, in about 15 or 16 games now. So that's to show you how dominant they are in front of their fans. And I think they will put Olympiacos to the sword tonight. And like I said, Olympiacos should qualify into the next round. This is going to be an interesting one for Inter. They lost 3-1 to Bodo Glimt last week in Norway. And every top side, from the top 5 leagues that have gone to Bodo Glimt this season, they've lost. That is, with Inter, makes it 3. This is a chance for Bodo Glimt to beat another opposition from the top 5 leagues to make it 4. But it's not going to be an easy task. For Inter, they have their job cut out, but they'll be without Lisandro Martinez today. A very good player for them up front. He bangs in the goal, and he's also the captain of the side. So that's going to be
Lautaro Martinez.
Martinez. So that is a problem for them. So for Inter, it's going to be a tricky one. Bodo Glimt are not that excellent away from home, but like I said,
they're strong.
They are strong, and they defeated top
Manchester City.
They defeated teams from the top 5 European leagues 3 times this season already, so they can do it again and qualify to the next round. But Inter, they have their job cut out. They need to score goals as early as possible in the game, just to kill off any momentum that can come from the Bodo Glimt, and think, okay, can we drag into the extra time? And end of the day, we'll
do you think Bodo Glimt will be sitting back to defend or maybe attacking? What works for them tonight?
What works for them tonight? They should try and get a goal. Just get a goal.
Just one goal sealed off finally.
Just get a goal. If they get a goal as early as in the first half, it's going to help calm their nerves and put them in charge of the game, because they have 2 goals. You have a 2-goal lead, and in the history of the Champions League, you rarely see teams lose 2 goals leads from the first leg. But Inter Milan, a very strong side. They've won the competitions about twice or thrice, and they've shown it times without number in San Siro that they can do this, and I expect them to do it tonight again. But Bodo Glimt are a side that are tricky in their home, but when they go away from home in Champions League, they've not seemed to get the bag.
What works for Christian Chivo tonight?
For him, he just has to put his boy, the likes of this French guy. I've forgotten his name now. They need to get the first goal. That is the most important thing. Soak up the pressure and get the first goal as early as in the first half, to calm the nerves of the players and say, okay, we need just 1 goal to push this into extra time. So the first goal is very important in this game, and whoever gets his first gets into the next round.
All right, this is done and dusted.
This is a done and dusted game already. They lost 5-0 away from 6-0 in the first round last week, and Newcastle should be home and dry right now. Anthony Gordon got 4 goals, like you mentioned in the first half. That put Cora back to the sword, and they just want to complete the game. It's just like a friendly for Newcastle.
A friendly for Newcastle.
And they have to read from their woes from the weekend. This is something for their fans to cheer up and complete the game.
All right, beautiful. Let's see if the fans also watching us can also get something from this game. Tonight it's going to be Atletico Madrid against Club Brugge. Also, there you have it, Bayern Leverkusen against Olympiacos, Inter Milan against Bodo Glimt, and Newcastle against Karabag. So swiftly, want to go straight to the comment section and drop your predictions, and you stand a chance to win something on the show using the hashtag Dominion Sport. Using the hashtag Dominion Sport, drop your predictions, and you get a chance to win something on the show. And people have been asking, they have been saying, Radio Pops, Sanuruddin, it's been tasking, it's been, they getting the predictions. We're trying to make it easy right now. So now, just give us the teams winning. Just give us the teams winning, and you win something. So we're not saying predict the correct score.
Okay.
Just tell us Newcastle are going to win tonight. Atletico Madrid are going to win tonight. Club Brugge are going to win tonight, and you start something to win on the show. How easy can it be here? Come on, how easy can it be?
Well, it needs to be a crystal. You need a crystal ball to see what's going to
happen. To make it easy for you.
Amazing.
Well, come on, you can be part of the show by subscribing, by following us, and also by sharing, and let somebody know about Dominion Sport, this wonderful body. It's time to talk about actions. Like we said, every team are getting the point at this point in time. Don't leave me. Let's see. Let's see what's happening in the Premier League. Arsenal on top of the table. Manchester City, Aston Villa, Manchester United, Chelsea, Liverpool. The race is eating up at this point in time. Let's talk from the ugly part of things. West Ham, Burnley, Wolverhampton Wanderers. Quickly.
Yes, for them, Burnley got a 1-1 draw against Chelsea over the weekend. They have to do it late against Chelsea. That helped their cause a little bit, but I don't see them getting out of the relegation battle as well. Wolves have been confirmed relegated. Tolu Arokodare missed the penalty in the first half against Crystal Palace. That didn't do their confidence a whole lot of good. So they later slipped to defeat against Crystal Palace. Like I said, they are confirmed relegations already. Burnley, they don't look like a team that also gets enough points to get them out. They need 21 points to get the least possible 40 points that would take you to stay in the Premier League. But I think you need lesser than that this season to stay up. But for Burnley, they also look like I said that their relegation is confirmed. For West Ham and Nottingham Forest and Spurs also right now are also dropped in the position because they are not far. They are just 4 points away from West Ham, which is the 18th point on the log. They are not seeming to get the victory. They lost against Arsenal over the weekend 4-1. They dropped points against City. They dropped against United. It's not looking good for Spurs right now, and with the coach debacle and the player issues, I think it's topsy-turvy time for them right now. For Nottingham Forest, they couldn't hold on against Liverpool to get the points against them. For a team that defeated Liverpool 3-0 at Anfield this season, this is a different side that played on Sunday. They held on to their lives, but it wasn't enough, and Liverpool was able to snatch the 3 points at the end of the day. So for Nottingham Forest, Spurs, and West Ham, it's worrying times for them right now. These two look like they are in around there, but I think they are getting the turnaround for the Leeds side. The quality players and they signed over the winter transfer window is seeming to change things for them. So the teams that are in trouble right now, I put it up to Leeds, Spurs, Nottingham Forest, West Ham. Between those four sides, I think
we need one to join Burnley and one to one. All right, let's talk about Arsenal, Manchester City swiftly. The battle is still on. Do you agree?
Yes, the battle is still on. City have a game in hand. If they win the game in hand, a very big if, they get to 58 points, and that's just 3 points, 2 points, 59 away from Arsenal. And Arsenal know they have to keep winning games now. No chances for slip-ups again. Out of the last 9 games, they won 3 games now. They dropped points in 5 or 6 of those games. That's not good enough for a team that wants to extend their lead.
Arsenal take on Chelsea.
It's going to be a very difficult game. But for over the past few years, Arsenal have been to be the boogie side for Chelsea. They've beaten Chelsea in the past 4, 5, 6, 7 meetings. And this season, they've lost thrice to Chelsea already. They've lost thrice to Arsenal already. So I don't see Arsenal looking at this game and getting scared, but it's going to be a London derby game, and the Chelsea players have their pride to fight for, and it's going to be a big game between two traditional sides, so you can expect anything from that game as well. For City, their job is cut out for them. Win your game and put the pressure on Arsenal, and we'll see what happens. But this City side, they look like a side that can go on that extending run they've done in the past 3 or 4 seasons that they've won the league. they don't look that strong now. They look weak. Sometimes they get the favor from the oppositions to get over the line in games. But who's questioning that? If Arsenal can do it the Aram football way, City too can grind results, and they've shown they've done it before.
Yeah. Aston Villa still in the Champions League.
Yes, in the Champions League, FA Cup, and the league to contend with. They have United now down their neck, which is just a competition, a game week in, week out. So I feel this is still a chance for Manchester United to climb up the table. 3 points behind Villa now. They have a better goal difference than Villa. Villa don't seem to get it right on the domestic front right now.
I want to ask you, Manchester United fans are not, should they be worried if they don't get a European ticket? You're not playing the FA Cup, you're not playing the Champions League, you're not playing the Carabao Cup, you're not in any competition that gives you so much stress. Well-rested players, this should be your focus now.
Yes, that has been the focus from the onset of the season. The minimum requirement I think United fans should expect from the team is just to make European front. And now they're out of the Carabao Cup, they're out of the FA Cup. They lost both competitions in the first round. They have just one competition, 1 week. It took them 12 days from their last game
to play against Everton
yesterday. And it showed a little bit in the way they played.
Yeah.
They were a little bit rusty, but you'd excuse that they were able to get the maximum point out of the day. So for Manchester United, they have no excuse to secure a title, because City, Arsenal, City, Villa, Chelsea, and Liverpool all have European engagements to contend with. So you have a game week in, week out.
Yeah.
Even if you don't win the rest of the games, you need to get enough points that will put you in the Champions League or in the European front next season. For Chelsea and Liverpool, they are playing catch up right now. They are both are 45 points. Chelsea with a better goal difference. Liverpool with the late victory against Nottingham Forest propelled them to 45 points. Chelsea dropped the points against Burnley over the weekend, so it's put them together now. But they are still in the hunt for the top 4 position. And for Chelsea and Liverpool, they are both still in the FA Cup. They are both still in the Champions League, and they still have a chance for silverware. So it's something to mess up with their coach's mind. Necessary headache, I think, for the players and the fans as well, because they get to see their team week in, week out. So it's still tough at the top of the table right now. The teams are not separated by much points. 3 points here, 2 points here. For Brentford, Bournemouth, and Everton, I think they will just manage to finish in the top half of the table. The top 6 sides are separating themselves from the rest right now.
All right, yes, separation from boys and men, and that's what we're looking forward to right here. The Premier League is match week 27, and still a showdown to look forward to. Let's quickly take more, leagues across the world. There you have FC Barcelona. We talked about that yesterday, and somebody watching right now is so excited that that team, got the victory over the weekend, and it's just 1 point.
Yes, it's just 1 point. Madrid got the victory 2 weeks ago. They went 2 points ahead when Barcelona lost against Girona. Now, Real Madrid losing to Osasuna over the weekend, they dropped 3 points. Barcelona got the victory against Levante, and it's propelled them back to. So, for me, I know that there's still chances for switches on the log of the table in the La Liga. It's just 1 point. There's still the El Clasico. Both teams still need to play Atletico Madrid, and it's going to be a tough one for them. For Villarreal FC, they got the victory on Saturday. It pushed them to 3rd position. Atletico Madrid have not been strong. They win during the week on Thursdays. When they get back to the league, they drop points.
I agree.
Some are calling them the Robin Hood of the La Liga. Take from the rich and give back to the poor. But I still see them making the top 4 end of the season. For Real Betis, a place in Europe is looking certain for them, for staying and around the top side. So just the title race to contend with now, they've separated themselves. Villarreal, Atletico Madrid, and Real Betis are looking for who is going to complete the top 4 spots and who is going to get the automatic European qualification. And the title race is between Barcelona and Real Madrid as usual.
I think it's going to be goodbye to Rio Oviedo again.
Yes, it's going to be.
We're going to see. We're not going to see the Arsenal man again. I'm talking about Santi Cazorla.
Yes.
Who plays for Rio Oviedo, also Levante and Mallorca.
It's looking definite for them, but there are a lot of teams that are still in trouble, right from Alaves, Rayo Vallecano, Valencia, Elche, and Mallorca. Those teams look like the teams that would battle for the last team that would go down. Levante and Oviedo, they're not seeming to get the point. For Oviedo, like you mentioned, Santi Cazorla, I think it's time to end this career. You're not winning anybody.
Amazing.
You've gotten to the peak of your career. Agree. Just leave when the ovation is loudest. They are going down. Levante would follow suit. But between Mallorca, Elche, Valencia, and Rayo Vallecano, there's still a lot to look forward to right there.
All right, let's look at who's taken from the rich and given to the poor. In the other leagues, let's see that one. Maybe the Serie A quickly, if you can have that displayed. There you have it. I think fantastic game. I don't know, this man, we talked about him, last week. Cesc Fabregas, I can't imagine going away from home to defeat the old ladies of Turin. Atalanta picking up points against Napoli. AC Milan, who we thought was going to do battle against Inter Milan, lost that one to Parma. There you have quickly.
Yes, in the Serie A, the first game of the weekend was the victory for Como against Juventus. It was a very beautiful game. They commanded the game very well. Even with the likes of Morata not starting the game, the likes of Alberto Moreno coming late on to do things for them. The young boys, Nico Paz. There are loads of exciting players for Como, and he pushed them to the summit of to the top. For the top 5 of the
if you can look at the table quickly, let's have the table.
For Inter, it was a chance for them to extend their lead. It was 8 points before. I think now it's moved to 11 points, and it's seeming like the Scudetto is getting closer to Inter Milan once again. For Napoli, they got the first goal in the game against Atlanta, but Atlanta roared back and got the 2-1 victory. So it was a very exciting game as well. For Roma, they're in and around the top 4 position. So
they won that one against Cremonese.
They won against Cremonese. So it was just beautiful at the weekend. But for AC Milan, it was disappointing for them. This was a chance for them. They played before Inter Milan. A chance to cut the deficit before they played the game, and they were not able to do it. And now the lead is now getting extended. And Napoli is not looking like the side that would retain the title this season. And she's looking for
like Inter Milan.
Inter Milan all the way right now.
All right, let's look at the table quickly so we can have that one I talked about before. We talk about boxing. Yeah, you have Paris Saint-Germain. RC Lens lost that game. That a little bit did not give him that hope.
It was disappointing.
Disappointing against Monaco.
He went 2 goals up in the game, and in the second half, in the space of 2-3 minutes, yes, it was a beautiful goal from Ansu Fati. But if you want to win the title, you need to close down games like this. You have PSG breathing down your neck. You're leading 2-0, and in between the 70th minute and the 73rd minute, you capitulated, and you
just 2 points.
You have to play catch up to PSG, and you know when PSG when they get to the summit of the league,
they take it by the one.
They take it by the one. So it wasn't good for RC Lens. Very good win for Monaco. Monaco before the game were not good away from home and against RC Lens actually, but they were able to dig deep and it's pushed them to the 8th position of the league. For RC Lens now, 2 points behind PSG. There was 1 point for RC Lens ahead of PSG when they lost against Metz the weekend before. Now PSG are back atop the league, and it's just PSG's title to lose right now.
Do you like the team Brest?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
They were exciting in the Champions League last season, and that has pushed the limelight to them. And they look like a side that won't do 1 or 2 things for people.
Honestly, I think it's sad not to see Brest, in the Champions League. I would have loved to have Brest, maybe take up the position in the Champions League, because we enjoyed the feel of that team in the competition.
Yes, they could do 1 or 2 things like I mentioned, and they are not in and around the sports right now. They've not been able to prepare the performances from last season. So it's going to be sad. Maybe they get an European spot at the end of the day, but I don't see them in Champions League next season. All right,
beautiful. There you have it, from the French Ligue 1. Let's have the German Bundesliga quickly so we can discuss the fight that awaits us in the world of boxing. Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund, OFM, Stuttgart, RB Leipzig, Bayern Leverkusen. Yes, there you have it. The Freiburg, Eintracht Frankfurt, and it's all to do with the battle. Bayern Munich, for you,
title to lose. They dropped points in 2 weeks, and the teams that are supposed to play catch up are still not in and around there. They have 8 points ahead of them, and it's just company and his guys
doing their thing. They're just enjoying themselves.
They're just enjoying themselves. No pressure. You drop points back to back in 2 weeks, and your closest rival
cannot stay
to remainder of 5 or 3. So it's just the way for them in the Bundesliga. Bayern Munich should get the victory at the end of the day in the league, and Kane, Luis Diaz, Carl, those players are on fire right now, and they are just so much for other teams in the Bundesliga.
Okay, beautiful. Let's move away from the top 5 leagues across the world, and let's talk boxing, as Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, a boxing legend, announced rematch for the richest fight in history. I agree. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. that was the first fight that gave Floyd Mayweather 100 million.
Bro.
After the match, he bought out the ticket and showed the cash check the following morning and said, this is what $100 million
Yeah,
paycheck looks like.
I'm bleeding and I'm making money. My eyes are swollen. I'm making money.
Yes, and
You-
I can't consider because I don't wish
you
that.
consider boxing for anybody?
Maybe my enemies. Maybe my enemies.
Amazing. All right, let me inform you that Floyd Mayweather is set to return to professional boxing in the proposed match against his old foe, Manny Pacquiao, who has officially announced that he will end his retirement for a highly anticipated professional rematch scheduled for 19th of September, 2026. The bout will take place right here in Las Vegas. 2026. The bout will take place right here in Las Vegas and will stream globally live on Netflix, making their professional boxing match ever live on Netflix, making their professional boxing match ever commitment to broadcast live a sporting event. An official bout since August 2017, a technically knockout of Conor McGregor, Pacquiao ever history, generating a record of 4.6 million pay-per-view buys and $72 million live gate record. Fantastic. We're about to see this happen on the 19th of September.
Yes, it was a beautiful one the first time, like I mentioned, beautiful fight. But Mayweather played the antics.
He did the antics.
For me, it's the greatest defensive boxer in history. Even though he didn't make it to the heavyweight, Pacquiao gave him a tough time. He was one of the greatest opponents Mayweather has faced in his career. He mentioned it after the game. But the big paycheck is something that draws martial fighters back into the game. So it's going to be an exciting one to watch again. Pacquiao was still active last year.
Because you said
Yes, it's going to be a very good watch. But the pay-per-view, for the amount of money that's going to be generated from it, we know how much boxing generates. The only problem is how to get your team to milk the paycheck for yourself. For Mayweather, we know he's going to fight for the larger share of it. For Pacquiao, he's going to help him. The paycheck from the last time wasn't as much as it was, but now he's going to get a bigger one, and for the boxing fans, it's something we should look forward to.
All right, beautiful. We'll be looking forward to that one from the world of boxing. Let's move away from that and let's talk love story in the world of football. And let me inform you that a superhero reunited with his team almost 3 months after the fire that took 49 lives. And back then, not back on the pitch where he belongs, but surrounded by his teammates. He walked into the entire dressing room as they rose to an applaud for his strength. He later watched the game against Paris Saint-Germain from the stand, taking a powerful step towards his old life. On the 1st of January, everything changed. On New Year Eve, a devastating fire broke out in a bar right there in Montana, claiming 49 lives and left 116 people injured. Now, let me inform you that Dos Santos escaped the flame, but when he realized his girlfriend, Colleen, was still inside, he went back to bring her out. Both suffered severe burns and spent weeks in intensive care. Surgeries followed an emotional reunion after being separated. Now it's a new chapter, step by step, and we are with right here.
Yes.
So right here.
Yes.
So now hold on. So you know me. I'm going to have a question for you.
Sure.
Now, can you go back to do that? Can you go back to do that to save your girlfriend? You came out alive.
Yeah, putting me
you
on
came, no, you came out without no fire. Sanuruddin, you came out without no fire, and you remember, oh yeah, my girlfriend is in there. You're coming out, saving her, all fire, and there you have them back together. Can you do that?
I can.
And there you have them back together. Can you do that?
I can do that for my significant other.
I can hear you properly.
I can do it for my significant other.
What a way to go. Come on, talk to me.
So it was exciting to see to have him back, and
beautiful
rehabilitation steps are coming for him and his girlfriend.
Ask you guys, do you agree? My producer, do you agree? Can you go back to save your girlfriend? In the fire, you came out without no fire. If you're watching me right now, I want you to drop it in the comment section. Can you go back, to save your woman, from the fire? You remember, like I said, you came out without no fire. You came out with nothing on your body, but coming back, you're all burnt. You have lost almost 1 year of football, but you're still back with your woman. I trust Nigerian men. They were come on, let's just leave that. To the come on, let's just leave that. To the fans in the comment section. From Champions League drama to Premier League tension, from NBA dominance to boxing biggest rivalries, and from the title race across Europe to inspiring human stories